Hi everybody and welcome to another by Pen and Paper Streams. And once again, a new chapter is out. This time called Refuge. Refuge continues the story that started in the Flux. Go to the Greenway, begin the Flux, Refuge follow directly after the cordon. So, is camera good, bad, kinda here, there, yeah, kinda, I'm kind of in there. Yes, we're gonna continue our story of our dear citizen sleeper and see what else gonna happen on the eye. And let's just dive in. Jeez, I'm at 111 cycle. Yeah, still the loading signal is behind me, so you just gotta trust me that this is loading when we're playing. And I kind of forgot. I know we broke the line of not the refugee line. Oh wait, do we have some upgrade now? Oh, we have one. I need 2 for this, so maybe I'll get 1 by the end of this. Anyway, yeah, we broke through the blockade, broke through the cordon. Oh yeah, we have that refuge agent as well that's been, doing stuff around things. So she might not be like a bad, bad actor. So I don't need to worry about that, but maybe she will. Let me check if there's any changes to anything. Do we have anything that we can grab? Shipmite fragment. We're good on those. Yeah, I've stockpiled so many items it's not even funny anymore. But this is like end game and I've collected a lot. I'm doing good. I'm doing very well on the eye. Let me see. I kinda need to remember some things. I haven't played this in like few months because the episodes are not really one after another, even though the episodes of my show are gonna come one after another and all that, because timing and whatever. Brar base camp, space staging ground. Ooh. Oh no, this is my this is one of my houses. Forgot. Let's see what this is. Cordon Heritage Quarantine. Episode Flux complete. Okay, the first part of the Flotilla story is complete. Episode Refuge begins when the cycle clock below is filled. Okay, so we have the Gathering Storm. What's done is done. Now all you can do is wait to see what happens next. Okay, so we have a few. We technically don't have any quests, like no drives. We've drived all the way here, everything. So we're kind of free to do whatever the fuck we want, which is gonna be probably growing some mushies. We have enough stabilizer, we have scrap components, we got a lot of money. Let's see if this is okay. So this is harvesting. Yeah, we should go harvest, so we can complete this and collect all the goodies from here. We're gonna have 3 cycles, which is gonna be we're having these additional cycles mostly because we have okay, general sports, because we had like this story could be played during like the main quest. You don't need to like wait for the end quest. Because I played this like as the game came out and all that, I'm doing this at this kind of a pace, so I can still leave these to grow, so that's good. I can go collect some spores just so I can have some. Griola caps. Nice. Wait, just Griola caps? Oh fuck, I foraged for fungi, not collected spores. Never mind, I'll collect some spores next time around. Like, there's still things I can do, like I can steal the harvest, all that, but I don't really want to. There is even, I think, an achievement which I might do at the very, very, very end, where it's like you steal the shipments and you don't get caught. So if you steal enough, you can, get some stuff. But it's not anything special, so I'm not doing that right now. Just gonna end cycle. Yeah. I don't think anything is gonna trigger. Maybe some conversation. We will see. But we're waiting 3 cycles. A lot of this game is kind of waiting through cycles as well. But that's fine. That's, you know, nothing terrible. It gives you a chance to well, it literally gives you a chance to play around, get some items, collect some stuff, so you're not, you know, shit out of luck. Okay, yeah, let's do this. I'll just get energy, so I don't need to eat anything, even though I would like to, you know, get to the Bayantan and cook some mushies, but that's all fine. This still has nothing that we need, and these guys are not coming in a while, so I'm just gonna go grab some cash just for good measure. I do have, I think, a lot of data. Let me check. Yeah, I've got a lot of data. I don't need to worry about that, and I can still hack shit. But I have enough data to pay up for if I need it at any point. Let's go actually grab some. Where is it? Some fungi. Some spores, actually, not fungi. Reload. Good. We can do this another time. Good. We have spores. We have shit. How much is this? Is this dangerous? Endure. Nah, this is not worth it. It's literally not worth doing some stuff unless you have, you know, great chances, at least like good chances of succeeding. Energy. That's nothing. Like, if you have just, you know, neutral and positive, that's good. If you have a negative, why? There is absolutely no point in doing stuff like that. I think I've talked about this a lot. I shouldn't be repeating myself so much, but I am. So I think we can do one of these because it's +2. Yep. More cash. We fight the cat. That's the important thing, and we can end the cycle. I need more of these good mushies, so we can make a synthesizer. How many do I have? Just one. Where is it? Feed the stray. We're gonna sunbathe. Yeah, get energy. We're all filled up. Now I should probably get some scrap because I am not. I mean, my stability is dropping already. Grab scrap. Scrap. Oof, some energy drained. That's not. Oh wow! Wow, I got 2 6s now. What to waste on? I have good on money, good on scrap. Well, maybe a few more scrap. I don't care. It's gonna take a while to do some stuff, but that's good. Still waiting. I need to burn through these cycles as fast as I can so we can get to the, you know, plot. We're scrapped up. It's funny that some locations are literally like I don't even need to go there at all, like forever, or I can go to. Oh fuck! I forgot I should go play with Lemon Mina. God damn it! Next cycle. Let me repair myself. Where is it? Yep. Some of these later components and action and all that is so amazing. I mean, you can just do this and not worry about anything. Okay. Not fixing myself. I'm gonna pretty much reload this, I think. Oh! No! Well, something is happening and I have shit dice this time. That's not good. The eye. The station at the edge. It hits you like a wave. A white-edged breaker roaring inland with the force of the entire ocean. The impact is a screaming brightness, blanking out everything behind it. It is silence. You float in silence, suspended. No, you do not float. You are the silence. It has filled you up. It has emptied you out. You cease to exist. Wait, what? Time passes, though you don't feel it passing. Then something flickers in the silence. And then something moves. That something is you. What the fuck is happening? Did I overdo like the day limit or something? You open your eyes to a metal ceiling of flickering lights. You feel the floor around you, patting it with shaking hands. You assemble an image of yourself, lying on your back in a corridor. You shake off the silence and sit up. What was that? You glance around, looking for a sign of some change. The image on the walls shouts in the distance. Fire and fear. Nothing has changed. The silence sits around you like a fog. What the fuck is this insane writing? You try to think, furrowing your brow. How do you think again? It doesn't seem so easy anymore. You force the pathways to light up, the databanks to grant access. You feel like a fraction drive starting up after a long shutdown in cold vacuum. Yeah, rebooting the fuck back up. In the wave, in silence. That's a weird choice. In the wave. In the wave was noise, just as the sound produced by a wave raking across a pebble beach represents trillions of impacts heard as a single roar. So the sound was the result of trillions of electrons flickering in a place heard as a single impossible scream. A memory, image comes to you, one from moments before the wave hit. You squint as you imagine it, trying to cohere its blurry form. A broken skeletal ring, the eye, and a vast arc approaching it, a razor-edged white curve, the wave. Sorry, I need to lube up. My throat has been very bad since the sickness, and I'm like that. I need to boot up as well. The wave approaches the eye. The eye spins, turning each part to face the vast white edge. You recognize the skeletal data cloud forms, the bright market, the low end, the greenway, the wastes. Then, the wave hits just as the flotilla, the cordon, turns to face it, and after that, everything is silence. You open your eyes again. That is the epicenter. But of what? Of an explosion. Okay, let me check if if this is gonna be something happening or not. Vic is gonna be talking to us. And I have shit dice! Why do I have shit dice? Did I feed the cat? I don't think I fed the cat this time. I need to feed the cat. Feed stray. I'm good, stable, my dice is trash, but I don't know what I'm gonna need it, so I might still keep it, because I have +2 in a lot of things. Let me check. I have +2 in engineering, interfacing, and intuition. It should be good to start this. This is cooking, this is happening right now. Let's see. Cautious spacer, peek. Even before you reach the cordon, the damage is obvious. The blinking red lights, the drones, the tugs are all gone. Half the cordon's frame has also been shorn away, perhaps through the impact of some falling ship. People push past you in the corridor, both heavy staff and contractors clearing the cordon. Try to speak to them, yeah. You are met with suspicious looks and scattered warnings, but little else. From the equipment being carried out, you suspect this is no relief effort. Cabbage are pulling out of this section of the station. Ooh. The further you pass into the cordon, the less people you see. You can see a few sections have been closed off, their bulkhead doors sealed, and red warning lights punctuating the corridors, but otherwise most areas seem functional. Suddenly, you feel a hand fall on your shoulder. Cabbage security? You should have known better than to wander into this place. You brace yourself as you turn. Sleeper. Once again, because I have played this, haven't played this in a while, and I have shit memory, and I give voices as I don't know, see fit. I have completely forgotten what voice I gave Peak, so I'm just gonna go with whatever. Again, I don't watch my old videos, so that's about it. So, Sleeper. Peek's wide eyes greet you as you turn. The cordon. They glance around, panicked. It's gone down. The Briar and Ash are still in there. Do you think she did this? Or perhaps Savage messed up? They start pulling you towards the edge of the cordon. We should find her. What if... It wasn't her or Savage. It wasn't her or Savage. Peek stops. What are you saying? There's a wave. Something knocked me out. All of these are correct. I mean, yeah, just how creepy I want to sound. Something hit the station. Peek looks incredulous. Hit? Sleeper would all be dead if that was the case. They pause to think. Maybe not an object, but a shockwave? A signal? An EMP would have taken out most of the station, but... Peek runs a hand through their hair. I don't know what you're saying, Sleeper. What? That doesn't sound... They look away down the corridor for a moment. Look, I have to find Ash. I'm sure you felt something, but we can talk about that later. They set off down the corridor. I can't sit around talking any longer. Find me on the flotilla. I'm going to find a way to Ash, no matter what. Cordon, Savage, quarantine zone. With that, they rush away into the depths of the cordon, leaving you behind. Seems like you'll need to follow if you want to get any answers. Pretty much. Oh, are we going in? Cordon? Like, floating up? Scrap for passage. Oh, the good thing I did scrap. Good thing I collected some. You find a small shuttle scavenging supplies from the cordon. Take back to the flotilla. They'll take you too if you bring some scrap along. Don't worry, I'm already full of it. We hand over the scrap and squeeze into the crowded shuttle. Time to head to the flotilla. This is probably gonna be just what, you know. Oh, I don't even need to pay. Ooh. Isn't this supposed to be just one rung of the eye that's just completely missing? Can I look at it? Yeah, there it is. There's the other side of the eye. And this is the flotilla. Really weird. Okay, let's start dealing with that. The flotilla, refugee fleet. Flotilla's friend. Of course, I need to pick up their friend. Jesus, you need to do everything. Shifting ship systems and social structures. The only way to navigate the flotilla is by rolling up your sleeves and helping out, as you do. Perk predictive reasoning. Okay, no, that. Flotilla's friend +2 -1 condition. Hold supplies. Getting the necessary supplies to each ship to meet their needs is a huge task. Joining the hauling teams is the safest thing you can do to help. Simplest, not safest. Okay, -1 energy for Flotilla friend. Damage control. Wave hit systems more than anything, especially those on the ships. So there's 1,000 tiny repair jobs to be done. Let's do that. It's a +2. So I just do it like a pro. How much do you get? +2 and 5 times. Cool. Oh, because this is interface. This is endure and this is interface. I like interfacing, so I'll be interfacing. I can risk this. Okay, let's risk this. I don't know how much energy I'm gonna burn. I just got just +1. Okay, never mind. I'll do it again. I'll burn through these crap dice. And one massive dice. I'll have them haul supplies as well. Why not? Ransom water into a struggling farming ship. The flotilla's edge there, please. I forgot to read this, so look around for more of what you do, but not everything seems to be working normally. Well, let's see what's the next. Ooh, Peek and Saul, pragmatic captain. Let's go talk to Peek and see what's happening over there. As you walk into the bay of the climbing briar, the familiarity of the space overcomes any trepidation. It feels good to be back, and the return feels earned, especially after all the work it took to figure out a route through the flotilla's jumble of ships that might lead you to this blue streak. Oh, this is the ship, I think. You see Ash and Peek immediately sitting at the back of the bay, deep in conversation. Their closeness causes you to stop, suddenly aware that you might be interrupting something private. Beak is gesturing wildly as Ash stares out into the middle distance, hunched over. As Beak tries to get her attention, she spots you. This is Ash. Okay. I think they still have issues with like which character is talking which with the icon, which confuses me absolutely every time. Sleeper. Ash nods. Didn't quite turn out like we hoped, right? Beak stops and glances between the two of you, the tension rising. Maybe if you'd flown better. The plan was always risky. I'm sorry. Ash waves you her apology away. None of that. We all had our part to play. Beak looks nervous. It has worked out, they appeal to you. The Flux event knocked the entire cordon system offline. The flotilla is free and Heavage are backing off. That's... Flux event? That's what the refugees are calling it, Beak explains. Apparently, that's what they called it when it started happening around Ember. What exactly is happening? Hard to tell. It's some kind of disruptive wave that only affects electrical systems. Enemy? Beak chips in. Typical systems are screened against radiation and interference out here anyway, but this seems to be dulled, but not stopped by those defenses. The crisis continues, Ash sighs. The cordon may be down, but this brings a whole other set of problems. You should tell them, Ash. Beak glances at her. Please. Ash doesn't respond. Tell you what? You stare at her back, waiting for a response. Please, Ash, haven't they shown they can be trusted? Beak nods towards you. Ash turns, her arms folded tightly across her chest. She goes to start and then stops. You can see the anger in her eyes, but you realize it is not directed at you or at anyone else. She's angry with herself. I brought weapons to the flotilla, she pauses, and now they are gone. You suddenly remember the sleek crates that were tucked into the bay, marked with a yellow sigil. The ones Ash told you were just supplies. What do you mean they are gone? What do you think? Ash snaps. Someone lifted them from the ship's bay while I was up unloading the supplies, she sniffs. At least they are in better, at least they are in the hands of the flotilla now. Beak looks at you. She knows this was a bad move, Sleeper, I promise you. She glances back at her. She's just too proud to admit it. Where did you get them from? XPR? Ash gestures around the ship. I wasn't about to leave the colony armed when we escaped. I wouldn't trust them not to use them on us. Beak sighs. I didn't know a thing about them, which is why Ash is going to be the one to find them and bring them back. Shouldn't we help? Ash turns. It's okay, Sleeper. I don't want anyone getting mixed up in this. This is my responsibility. She looks away. Plus, Beak adds, you and I have work to do. I want to understand the Flux, Sleeper. To study it. Beak's eyes light up. This thing is changing the entire system, causing problems across the inner system, driving refugees off Ember's moons, and now it's here. If we don't do something about it, Beak pauses, it's a problem for all of us. I can see more immediate problems, Ash, sniffs. Beak ignores her. I've been looking at the networks, and when the Flux event hit, it changed things. It shuffled systems, corrupted nodes, and broke open data stores. They take out a slate and show you a flickering polygon. Some of these fluxed nodes have appeared near the epicenter of the event, but I can't get access. You, however, I saw the way you worked with data when we were preparing for the run. I think we can get into these things. I want you to find a fluxed node and bring me anything you can extract. They come and go, but most can be found in the barely functioning networks of the wastes. Beak pauses. Start there. Perhaps together we can find something that might point us to what the Flux is and where it comes. Well, comes from. How will that help? Beak runs a hand through her hair. I don't know, Sleeper. Maybe we can't do anything, but I want to know what this thing is. Ash looks indignant. Don't waste too much time chasing ghosts, Sleeper. There are people in this flotilla that need any help they can get. I'm sure Sleeper can do both, Ash. Big smiles at you. Of course I can do both. I can do multitasking. I can do whatever. I'll see you here when you have something good. When you have something. Good hunting. And they wave you out as Ash stomps away to make plans of her own. Okay, new drive discovered. Maybe I can get a point. Study the Flux. Okay, that's one thing. Maybe I'll get 3 notes, I don't know. The flotilla, chaotic refugee fleet. Someone told me I should be thanking you. The voice comes from behind you, cutting through the chaos of the crowded, cavernous bay. You freeze. Don't be afraid. I've been hunting you. Sure, but for all the best reasons. You turn to see bright eyes set in a rough face, framed in rusted metal. Jesus, dude, you're rusting all over. Saul, pragmatic refugee leader. He holds out his hand, the other clamped firmly around a knotted wooden cane. Shake his hand. He grips you firmly with a heavy and calloused hand. Forgive me, as soon as I saw you, I knew who you were. Saul puts a hand on your shoulder. Is the music a bit too loud? It's very difficult to adjust, I don't know. I've been told the Sleeper was part of the supply run that came in several cycles ago, he nods. A very welcome act, and we all thank you for it. Walk with me, Sleeper. Saul sets off through the bay, his partial suit hissing and creaking as it helps carry him through the busy crowds. You notice people making way for you and Saul, standing back and letting you pass. You pass a makeshift kitchen, steaming pots and heating elements, a restless queue collecting meals. That algae that came through isn't exactly a full meal, but with what we have here, we've been able to make it work. You see a ladle of a greenish stew dished out. The color is something, isn't it? Saul smiles. Saul leads you out of the hangar bay into a corridor lined with storage rooms that are now serving as dorms. You see someone filling a metal container from a standpipe, the water gushing out readily. Saul nods to the person as he passes. I think depending on how we did the run, different versions of this would be like, oh, we didn't have food. Well, sucks. Oh, the water is running out. Stuff like that. Just a little further now, Saul leads you into a freight elevator that whistles to some unseen operator to start it up. It jerks into life, and as you pass through the layers of the ship, you see people on every level. Supplies crammed into every available space, and sparks leaping in bursts as the ship is reshaped and modified to sustain its population. If Havage were expecting an exodus from the flotilla, the Flux event has just put a stop to that. Saul stretches. Some have crossed to the eye, but many just gather salvage or score a hot meal. So the pressure on our supplies is shrinking, but not like I'd hoped. With Flux reaching all the way out here, people are starting to understand that our journey might not be over. Saul stares grimly ahead. Suddenly, the freight elevator screeches to a halt, and Saul leads you slowly out into a wide room of chairs and terminals, ringed by a mezzanine and with a glass roof above showing the distant hub and the far curve of the eye beyond. The people at the terminals nod to him as he enters. Are we here? Maybe? Says Sam. This is your ship? Saul nods. That's right. The Pilgrim Seed is mine to care for. He leads you up a railed platform to the center of the room and stops. She chose me, so to speak. Well, at least her crew did, and I do my best to serve him. Saul looks around the bridge of the ship, a pained expression on his face. I'll admit that the responsibility isn't one that suits me, though we rarely get to choose such things. He glances back at you. But you, Sleeper, from what I understand, you chose to try to help us here. Is that right? I was helping my friends. Did my best to something like that. I was helping my friends. Saul nods. Of course. Must be some fine friends. But I have to ask you, Sleeper, why are you here now? Saul leans back and you feel his eyes on you, assessing you. I want to know more. I still want to help. The Flux event. I appreciate the honesty. I had figured as much. Saul flexes the shoulder that is free of the suit. Looking at you now, I can see that an event like that, well, would have had a big impact. He smiles, a half smile. I have tens of thousands of people here on the Pilgrim Seed, Sleeper, and there's tens of thousands more in the flotilla. He leans against a railing. A lot of them are looking to me to provide some future for them, some path out of this dead end we've got into. And this cycle, this very cycle, this thing we've been running away from, it just caught up with us. So, these people are scared, Sleeper. They are looking to me for reassurance. And then, on the same cycle, someone tells me they see you on board. A Sleeper. The same Sleeper, they reckon, that wanted so strongly to send a ship past the cordon to see us. Saul scratches his beard. So, the first thing I wanted to do was thank you for that, for your interest. He pauses. But the second thing I wanted to do was find out what you want from us. Saul's suit hisses and creaks. I think that's fair, don't you? Saul takes a deep breath. So, what is it? Let me help these people. Yeah, I mean, I want to, and I'll get to it, but I'm still interested in the Flux and what's happening around Ember. So I'll go with what's happening around Ember. Someone at the terminal calls out to Saul, and he shouts some orders back. He turns to you. Apologies. He smiles that half smile. I tell you what, Sleeper. Let's you and me make a deal. Wow, already to the dealing. You want information? I understand that. But have a list of needs longer than the rim of the eye itself, he grimaces. So you do some things for me, and then we can talk about what's been happening in the system. And I will answer all your questions, and then some. I may be the captain of the Pilgrim Seed, and she is certainly the biggest ship in this flotilla, but I am not the only captain here. We have ships here from each of the moons, Ember's Heart, just like us, but plenty more from Ember's Song, and even Ember's Step. Click. The moons have been at each other's throats, Sleeper. What with the pressure of the Flux, the bad blood from the old days, Saul leans in. We aren't exactly all in alignment. What I need is a way to stop things escalating. You mean from escalating, or something like that. For crews on these ships and their captains to feel happy and comfortable. Enough to forget the old rivalries and past crimes. He flinches at something. Those from Ember's Step, well, they've always been proud, but that pride seems to be a barrier to compromise right now. The last set of supplies sent their way, they refused. Meanwhile, I have a supply shuttle at docking axis the Ember Song ships gather at, but they have taken far too many cycles to unload. Maybe if you're heading that way, you can look in on them. Wow, so many side quests. I am no politician, Sleeper, but if I don't... Saul stops. He leans back and flexes, his suit screeching. He groans a little, and you see the weight of the flotilla sitting on his shoulders. The suit, the only thing keeping him vertical beneath all that pressure. Look, you'll see for yourself if you go. Meet the other Sleeper, see what they need. Keep them aligned. He speaks through the pain, his voice clipped. Are you okay? Not really, but as long as this thing holds, he grimaces. I hope. Saul grits his teeth. You are what you appear to be, Sleeper. He smiles, his half smile despite the pain. Because I'm not sure I can take any more bad news. Plus, there's plenty to be done here on the Pilgrim Seed too. If you have a moment to pitch in, there's never enough around here. That's something I have learned the hard way. Saul settles onto his cane. the pain visibly receding. Alright, I have 1,000 things to attend to now, Sleeper, so you'll have to find your own way out. And with that, Soul sits at his terminal with slow and careful movements. You head back down in the freight elevator. As you do, you see again the layers and layers of chaotic life this vessel and all the vessels of the flotilla hold. Oh. So, what do we have to do? Flotilla support. Sol is asking to bring stability to the ship's Emperor's Guard soft step within the flotilla. That ain't gonna be... Jeez, that's gonna be easy. Absolutely fucking easy. No problems at all. Let me see. What do we have here that we can do? Ooh, okay. Step Song and Heart. Stability in the flotilla means relieving the pressure on the refugees from all 3 moons of the Empire. Okay, so that's the 3 ships. Pilgrim Seed Support. Heart Survival. Even Sol's own ship requires help, but figuring out what jobs need doing first and who to help is a challenge. Okay. Whether Ash got her supplies through the cordon or not, Pilgrim Seed and Heart refugees on it desperately need help. Okay, so I'm guessing this is again depending on how well we did in the Flux episode. They should be called the Flux episode, and the first one should be called the fucking refugee or whatever. Anyway, Pilgrim Seed supply. Food is an issue on the Pilgrim Seed. Even with an agricultural board, a supply of matsutake will help fill the gap. Well, we have a lot of matsutake gaps, so let's see how this works. What's gonna help? Okay, Heart Survival. So I can just bash this out really quickly. Climbing Briar. Do we have anything to do there? Deliver Flux data. Pickaxe to extract data from Flux node in the waste and appear the Flux distant event. Oh yeah, we can switch over and see if there is anything here. Is this the Flux node? Yep, that's the Flux node. Okay. It's loading. It just fluxed. And it's gone off screen. Okay, so we have that. We can't interact with this. This is like a cutoff point. So we'll do that. Docking access and versa. Unload unwelcome aid. Wow. Unload supplies. Salt shipment of supplies sits partially unloaded. The crew absent. If you want to help, the best way would be to finish the job. Unfinished business. The more you offload supplies into docking bay, the more attention your efforts seem to be gaining. Somebody's gonna kick my ass! Quite possible, but I need to go here because this is the... I can't continue the cycles until I finish this. Flotilla ship. It's a strange sight, given your time spent in the Greenway, to see a greenhouse choked in red dust. It piles up along edges, gathers in curving waves, and carried by some unseen wind to roll in front of the glass ceiling. It is a desert in miniature, a captured landscape of iron-rich sediment and unseen life. Beautiful, isn't it? The remark comes from another figure standing at the viewing window, so quietly that you hadn't noticed them. Did they just arrive, or were they here before you were? Their cloth-swaddled form reveals a little. Looks dead. The figure laughs. It's far from dead. You catch a glimpse of a pale face among the thick material, dark eyes gathering in the red reflected light. Aki. They turn to you as the dust swirls. Aki. They smile a tight smile. You are not from the flotilla, am I right? I'm not from anywhere. No, I live on the Eye. Guarded Embers Step Refugee. I live on the Eye. But that is not where you are from. She stares into the greenhouse. Everyone is from somewhere, whether they wish to be or not. The red dust glitters in her eyes. Whether it is a good place to be from or not. I like the design. Very, very interesting. This game has amazing character design. Just top notch. Beautiful. 10 out of 10. Aki gathers her cloak around her shoulders against the cold. What brings you to the wind's long shadow? wind's long shadow? The ship. Aki looks at you curiously. Do you often wander around ships you don't know the name of? You are a strange one. Aki raises an eyebrow. I don't know whether to report you or send you back to where you came from. She smiles to herself, which is nowhere at all. You glance around the empty corridor, suddenly aware of how quiet it is on the ship. Unlike the other ships you have been on the flotilla, there is a silent order to the wind's long shadow, and in this moment it feels unsettling. Where is everyone? Aki waves a hand. Asleep, mostly. It is night on the steppe, and so it is night here. She rubs her shoulders. At least for those of us who can sleep. Steppe? Aki turns away, irritated, eager to change the subject. You hear a creak as a set of shutters slowly begin to close across the glass ceiling of the greenhouse. As you watch, you feel the dissonance this place has with that world. There is nothing green here. A dust house, perhaps. It takes many systems to preserve this landscape, Aki begins. To simulate the wind, cycle the dust, layer the sand and dirt beneath. You watch the dust swirling. Systems that are failing. The fluxulant. Aki glances at you for a sign of recognition at this term. Is eroding our ability to keep this place alive, to keep these traces of steppe alive. She smiles to herself. Which is ironic, because when we left steppe, the flux had eroded our ability to survive on the moon. Now, the situation is reversed. Oh, the ember steppe, they actually plugged a piece of ember steppe with them. Away from the moon, its ecosystems are as fragile as we were living upon it. Something catches your eye as the shutters darken the dust house. The winds, picking away at the dunes, begin to reveal something, a web, a network of thick branching forms, and then they close completely, and you see nothing in the dark. Don't they have dark vision installed? Is that an app I need to buy? Soft blue lights flicker on in the corridor, uplighting Aki in cold cyan. You have piqued my curiosity, but I'm so tired, Aki shivers. If you do not have a purpose here on the ship, I recommend finding one. Otherwise, I'm afraid you'll need to leave. Make yourself useful, and perhaps we'll get another chance to talk. She turns. I would like that. With that, Aki pads away along the corridor. You stand for a moment in front of the dark dust house, trying to imagine the network of roots under the sand and dust, and then trying to imagine the moon that once housed them. Interesting. What do we do here? Systems repair, make yourself useful. The crew won't let you in the dust houses, but there are plenty of supporting systems that could do with some love and care. Make yourself useful. Aki warned you that if you wanted to learn more about the wind's long shadow, you'll need to prove your usefulness. Well then, time to work. Like, fucking a lot. Okay, never mind. Let's go back, and I'm gonna need to mix and match between getting some mushies done and all that. But let's end the cycle, and let's start the game. Like what, 40 minutes in, because I've been reading all this? I'm starving. Jesus, why did I lose so much oh, was I not paying attention how much energy I have? As per usual. Okay, let's do some sunbathing. Oh, there's a chance for negatives. I can always eat. We haven't eaten in a while. Let's... was it... No, I need matsutake. I can cook curiolas. It's not gonna give me as much, but... Mushrooms release the liquids as... Making what? Which is this? Okay. So that's gonna be... that. I'm gonna come back if I lose any energy or anything. I know what this is gonna be. Let's check it out. What I need. Oh wow, this node flickers in and out. Its position shifting slightly each time, so I can do a lot of these. But let's go with the matching. Extract data. Flux data. Neutral outcome. Well, whatever. Okay, we have that to deliver. We have some more mushrooms to give out. It's not much of a problem. I'll just give them out. I want to actually finish this. I don't care for Matsutake. I have a lot of them. So if I can finish or keep the heart at like survival range, I'm good. Okay, so that's good. I'm Brian. Yeah, I need to deliver that to them. I need to start helping these people. The issue is I don't have good dice. I really do not have good dice. So let me try and risk this. You notice a bug in the wind cycling system and manage to fix it. Aki gives you a knowing look. Seems like you are proving yourself. Okay. Not much. Lead to some shutter control system fried by the Flux event. It's slow progress, but the crew will notice the fix. Okay, reload. Good, I can do this. Let's unload, see what's happening here. Welcome aid. Someone comes to help you unload for a while, making the world look quicker. When you ask their name, they ignore you. What's going on? I would like to know, but it's also very dangerous to know. Let's deal with this. I don't think I have a timer for anything, so I can, you know, take it my own pace. Let's deliver the data and see what's happening here. Maybe this will reveal me a timer, which is gonna be bad. Beak receives the data on their slate and begins work decoding it immediately. Sleeper! Look at this! Beak is poring over one of the displays of the makeshift decoding suite they have set up in the Climbing Briar's cargo bay. On the screen, a clump of data pathways, like an ingrown root ball, has started to untangle. This is an existing node, corrupted by the Flux event. It's totally twisted up. They glance at you to check you are listening. But inside, you watch as the unwinding pathways leave behind patterns of negative spaces, like shadows staying behind despite their caster leaving. This is a whole other data set. Beak's eyes shine bright in the pale screen light. The Flux event somehow seeds these data deep into the gaps in the node, wrapping them around. But what is in there? Not sure, Beak frowns. It isn't being very cooperative. You watch the screen, the patterns of shadows becoming obvious now as each layer of the pathways is pulled away. The Flux event itself really did a number on unprotected nodes like this one. Most of the AI systems are screened against radiation interference, but these exposed nodes, Beak takes a ripping motion with their hands. Makes a ripping motion with their hands. Torn apart. Beak points to the thick tangle of threads on the screen. Look, here, it looks like it's been tangled purposefully, but it's actually that all the points within the node have been randomly rearranged. It is as if the node was a bag of ball bearings and the Flux shook them. The pathways tried to account for the rearrangement once the system came back on but hence the tangle. Beak pauses as the node continues to unwind. Sorry. We might be staying here longer than previous episode. Let's see. Or previous, few episodes with this. Although Beak muses, it was less like shaking a bag of ball bearings and more like making them all simultaneously occupy a superposition of every possible position in the bag before locking them back into the new configuration. They smile sheepishly, but that's a technicality. Does any of that help us? For now, not especially. It explains the damage Flux does to the systems, but the method is an exotic one. Beak runs a hand through their hair. What we need to know is what is causing it. Where is it coming from? This would be such a beautiful TV show. I can't even fucking fathom, like Expanse, but only even more cool. Jeez, this would have been so awesome as a TV show, or even like an anime. Beak turns away from the screen, meeting your eye. And there's something else. They pause. Have you spoken with the refugees? Yes? Peak lowers their voice instinctively. What are they reporting? Massive system failures, cascading collapses of life support, of terraforming system, total data corruption? Peak swallows. The Flux shouldn't do that. It can fundamentally rearrange the structure of systems, especially those poorly shielded, but totally collapsing heavy-duty industrial systems, fail-safes and all, that doesn't make sense. Those kinds of systems are built for deep space, for solar flares and radiation. The Flux might penetrate them, but any reconfiguration should have been repairable. Peak looks back at the screen, where the decoding node lies almost fully open. A shadow pattern of the negative spaces that exist with the scrambled interior darkens the screen. Like a set of bruises showing the pattern of the object that made them. I need to look into something. I have an idea that might be causing this wave, triggering the Flux, but I need time to research. Can I help? Peak shakes her head. I'm sorry, Sleeper, but I want to keep this to myself for now. If you need something to do, the flotilla could surely do with the help. From what I heard from Ash, things are tense there. Where is Ash? Peak glances around the bay. Must be out. I've been focusing on this, so I can't say I've noticed. Although the quiet is nice. They smile. Give me some time, Sleeper. Peak turns back to their console. I'll have some answers. Soon enough, I hope. You take one last glance at the uncoiling node as you leave. Dark shapes it leaves behind. Somehow troubling. We got hit by the fucking motherload of the Flux. You try to shake them from your mind. There are things to be done elsewhere. You're gonna be so much pain. Okay, so how many cycles? Peak progress. Peak is researching something to do with the Flux event. That seems totally absorbed. They let you know when they're ready. So around 6 days or cycles. Good enough. I'm gonna go back. I don't mind that I'm doing this. I am role-playing to the max. And cycle. Gonna need to go eat a bit more. So I'm gonna do that.